Okay, so the key word for this month, and actually for the rest of your life from this moment on, is focus. Why is this important for your elevation? Why is it important for your spiritual growth? And why is focus important for your continual elevation? And why is focus important for awakening your inner power? We're going to answer all of those questions in this video. So let's just jump right in. Oh, and by the way, I have a lot of notes on this topic. So throughout this video, you're going to see me look down. You're going to see me read from my notes. Don't let that throw you off. Focus on the message. All right. So this was a message that I received, okay, from my God self, from my guides. And I sat on it because I didn't know if the message was just for me or if I was to share it. So now I've been led to share it with you. So if it resonates, wonderful. If it doesn't, wonderful. Take what you need, leave the rest, or take all of it. All right. But whatever you get from this video, set the intention that you are going to receive either confirmation to what you have already stepped into, or it's going to be new information that you can integrate into your daily lives, because that is what we're about. We're spiritual beings, and but yes, we live on this physical plane, and our responsibility as spiritual masters is to call heaven on earth, which means we are integrating our magic into everything that we do, down to the most mundane thing of making coffee. That's what it is, because your spirituality is not something that you do. Your spirituality is who you are being in every single part of your life. All right. So focus. It's necessary for continual transformation, and it's necessary for awakening your inner power. A big part of your inner power is being confident in your intuition, because your intuition comes from your divine mind. It comes from your higher self. It comes from your cosmic self that you are, that is not something that is apart from you. All right, so that's key to remember as well. Sometimes, this is a side note, that's not what this video is about. Sometimes when I hear spiritual teachers talk about the divine mind and higher consciousness, sometimes there's to me, there's not enough emphasis on the fact that that higher mind is you. It is not something out there that you have to get. You already have. You just have to tap into it and remember that it is there and has always been there. So, focus is necessary for continued transformation and awakening your inner power, because it is necessary, because transformation is not a destination, nor is your transformation a moving target, something that you have to chase. Transformation is a phenomenon that takes place in every moment of your life, in everything that you do, because it involves who you are being. This is about energetics, all right? This is not about right or wrong or this or that. It is about energetics, period. All right. Transformation involves your soul expression, which involves you getting to know yourself at the highest expression, getting to know your spirit at its highest expression, at the highest vibrational frequency. It's about getting to know your guides, your benevolent guides. Why do I make that distinction? Because we all have guides, because we all have access to all energies. benevolent and malevolent. So when it comes to living at your highest expression, it is important to really get to know your benevolent guides, getting to know your benevolent spirit squad. That is a part of transformation. That is one of the reasons why your focus on that is so vital to your spiritual life, to your spirituality. All right. So when you know yourself, your highest self, your spirit squad, your guides, your soul expression, that knowing leads to you receiving knowledge and wisdom and guidance from within you that you can integrate into every part of your life. You have to know, you have to understand, overstand that the wisdom that you carry is ancient. It is ancient, and it was present before your ego came into play. All right. It's important to know that. All right. So let's keep going. Also, this means that knowing what you need to do at this time in your life and ultimately in the world. Okay. When I use the phrase this time could be at the start of a new day, at the top of a new hour. I think where I'm at, it's almost 12 Central Standard Time. That means that time could be, okay, I may feel, I'm using this as an example. We have to be so connected to our inner self and to our inner intuition that at 11:50, we need to be so open to receiving a message at 11:50 that'll tell us, hey, at noon, you need to do this, and this. That's what it's all about, okay? Or in this case, I started at the top of this video saying that the message for this month is focus. Well, this time could be for this month. So just know that when I use the phrase this time, it doesn't mean for this moment. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. It could be a new month, the start of a new day, the start of a new hour, the start of a new week. All right. But you just have to know that goes back to having that knowing and being very connected to your intuition and being confident in it. Transformation also involves you knowing what ritual you need to adopt or create a new one that is aligned for your soul. I might come back to that later or save it for another video. We'll see. Transformation is not about you looking outside of yourself for anything. Hopefully you have already come to that conclusion. So, why is the message of focus so potent for this time, for this moment? So, here's what I want to say. A lot of adjustments are taking place and have taken place in the cosmos. So one of those adjustments was us coming into a new moon. All right. Now, before I even go any further, let me just say this. I am not an astrologer. However, on the surface, I pay attention to what happens in the cosmos because I am an extension of that. You are an extension of that. We carry the same energies. So, as part of my spiritual practice, I pay attention to the energies that are taking place because I am a part of those energies. Okay? So that's why I'm bringing this up. Now, because we are of the cosmos, whether you pay attention to it or not, you are never exempt from the energies that move about in the galaxies. So it would behoove you to pay attention to what is happening in the cosmos. No, you don't have to go out and read 1,000 books on astrology. If you choose to, wonderful. If you're guided to that, that's your business. But because we are cosmic beings, we would be stupid to not think that those energies don't affect us. Okay, so let's move on. Now, we've just started a new month, all right? So, what usually happens at the beginning of new months, even at the end of a year, the beginning of New Year's, new year of a new year, we hear messages about, especially if, you take in a lot of spiritual content. You'll see people giving out rituals, telling you what rituals you need to do, telling you what rituals you need to be engaged in. Or, so as far as astrology or in the cosmos, you'll hear messages about how you're going to feel and what you should do about it. Many of these messages are very valid. They are helpful. They are beautiful messages. They are elevated messages. They are messages of love, okay? And those messages can serve as confirmation for what you already know, for what your spirit and your guides have already revealed to you. So here's the thing. You aren't going to get confirmation on anything if you haven't gotten to know and renewed the connection with your own spirit, with your own soul, and with your own guides. This is where we have to talk about distractions. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, don't be distracted by messages that are not for you. Again, this goes back to you being focused on your transformation, being focused on yourself, being focused on your spirit. Do not be distracted by messages that are not for you. I don't care who is delivering the message. When you hear messages from people that are spiritual leaders, that are popular, I'm going to use this example. If you hear a popular psychic or psychic medium that is giving messages about things to come, you have to understand that messages can still be infiltrated with shadow, fear, bias, ego, and that person's own life experiences. You have to understand that. Again, we are spiritual beings, but we're still in this physical body. Now, am I saying for you never to listen to any spiritual leader or any spiritualist or psychic or medium or whatever the person is identifying themselves as? Of course not. But you cannot, and see, here's the thing. When you haven't been focused on your own transformation, when you haven't been focused on remembering who you are, it will be easy for you to be distracted by those messages because you don't know yourself. All right? Because you haven't tapped in to your higher mind to find out what is the message for you, what is being channeled through you first. So, I'm going to repeat that again. Again, I'm going to say, don't be distracted by messages that are not for you. You're only going to know if a message is for you or not for you when you have first tapped into your own self, your power, your intuition. When you hear messages from people in the spirit, I hate to use the word community because that promotes separation. We're all spiritual, whether someone acknowledges it or not. Okay. So those messages can still be infiltrated with shadow, with fear, with bias, with ego, and be infiltrated with that person's own life experiences. Okay? Here's the second thing I want to mention to you. The messages can be helpful, like I said earlier. Many of the messages are valid, okay? They are beautiful messages. So often, it is not the message itself that can be the distraction. It is the search for a message that can drain your focus from yourself. Why do I say the search can be a distraction? Because again, when I don't know how many times I can say this and emphasize this, you have to go within first. You cannot be so desperate where, at the top of every month or in a full moon or at the end of the year where you're constantly searching for some message on what to do or what do I do now? What do I do now? That is the distraction. And it can be a distraction, okay? Especially when you don't know yourself because you are sending out an energy into the ethers that says that you are not confident in your intuition, that you are not confident in who you are, that you still don't understand that you carry power and wisdom from the ages that are still relevant today to guide you in your life. So it will be easy. You leave yourself susceptible and open to getting a message that is not even for you. Does that mean the message is bad? No, it just means the message wasn't for you for that time or even ever. So you on this search, because you haven't searched within, you're searching outside. So yeah, you'll start to hear messages that may sound confusing to you. Does that mean the message itself is filled with confusion? No, it means that you attracted that because you don't know who you are. Okay? So you have to go within first. That is how you reconnect with your soul, your spirit. Going within, it brings you the clarity that you need for your own life in this new month, in a new day, in a new hour, in a new year, in a new cycle, in a new age. So, what happens is a message will come into your awareness from the outside, not something that you have to search for. It will come into your awareness at the right time that will affirm and confirm what has already been revealed to you within. And it will never be something or anything that you have to search for. All right? So, and let me just make sure that I've said everything that I need to say about that. Okay, so let me repeat that, the last part. You can receive messages because now you're vibrating so high you have created this energetic field around you where you can only receive messages that will only confirm what you already know. So those messages will come into your awareness from the outside at the right time, and it will confirm what has already been revealed to you within. It will never be something that you have to search for. So, focus is the name of this game for this month and beyond. Focus on your elevation. Focus on your spiritual growth. Focus on your continual transformation by going within first. Focus on awakening your inner power. All right? So, I realized that I didn't even introduce myself. I started talking. I am Tamara Tamu, your fellow alchemist, your fellow spiritual master, spiritual teacher, your fellow metaphysician. All right? That is who I am. I came here to elevate consciousness, to help you remember who you are as a cosmic being, to bring heaven on earth in your life first, and then ultimately the world. All right. So if you have watched this all the way to the end and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, and let me know what your takeaways are in the comments. And until next time, cheers.